Hmm. So basically, the Costa Rica's economy was totally was dependent on the ecosystem and the nature. What nature because basically they are involved in the tourism, ecotourism, more concisely ecotourism. So their majority of what revenue comes from that area. So with that, the Costa Rica's transition rests into this two types of the two proven pillars that is based on this PES, that is environmental services, and another one is the clean electricity grid. But that faces a challenge actually for them because of this heavy transport. Due to the heavy transport, they couldn't achieve what they have committed actually.
What is this payment environmental services? Did you dig into it?
Yeah, actually, they used to make the payments for the whoever using this environmental services. Actually, if they are cutting the trees or they are using the any renewable or non-renewable type of resource fossil fuels, they are making additional. They are charging payments for that actually.
Okay, so they are asking them to pay some money, extra money.
Yeah,
Kind of carbon
they were
tax.
asking, yeah, they were asking some extra additional payments, like additional tax, what we say. So they were asking, they have implemented that PES system, payment on environmental services, actually. Then these are the some historical rationals for them. Their economic is dependent is mostly on the ecosystem that is the tourism and agriculture rely heavily on this watershed protections and biodiversity. Then they had this historical reversals actually because in mid 20th centuries the deforestation was successfully reversed via the strong policies and the national scales and the national national scale land use. They made this land use land cover forestry possible actually during their mid 20s, and their political leadership was also so good that they made the climatic they made these attract the green finance and the diplomatic soft powers from the other countries to invest in their countries regarding this green initiatives. Then they got head start and the power of the in power sector in the land sector, wherein they could achieve renewable they have dominated their power supply. More than 95% of their power has came from the renewable electricity. Either it is either from the hydro, geothermal or wind. They got it from they made it that maximum of that more than 95% of their electricity has come from the renewable electricity. Then, as per coming to the PES system, they have secured a forestry of this 1.3 million under the this PES system. Actually, secured the massive carbon sink actually, which is the forest. Then these are the emission. This is the major concern for them actually. Where even though they are more than 95% of their electricity is from renewable source, but still their curve is rising actually, which is as of in by 2021 it is still 18.21 metric ton CO2 equivalent, which is the main culprit for them because this transport and energy, which is accounting for nearly 67% of their gross emissions, because the transport and transport they have to depend on the fossil fuels. Because of that, they couldn't decrease their this carbon emissions. Still, that is a major culprit for them actually. Then they made a national decarbonization plan for the till aiming a net zero economy by 2050. I am making three major aspects like in transportation, in transport transformation, either it may be public or private. Then nature-based sink maintenance, that is making the forestry more, and performing this green tax reforms and digitalizations to achieve this net zero by 2050 actually. Then they have this number, as I said, this the point number one, that is nature-based solution, that PES, the payment for environmental services actually. So this they have the investment of they have around 5,200 million US dollars, but which could reach more than 18,000 families. Here I had just doubts, sir, actually, but I couldn't get it. What is FONA, FIFO, and all? But I included in my presentation, but I couldn't get it. So I thought, well, while putting, I'll just ask you. Actually, I thought not audible, sir.
No, I have no idea what exactly it is. Let
Yeah. Okay.
somebody else address it.
Okay.
Anybody
Okay.
who has done the presentation, he will know.
Okay, okay. Then it resulted they have a critical they have increased their LULC, that is land use, land cover, forestry sink, for to offset the gross emissions. Then second point is the taming the transport sector, which is as I said earlier, that addressing 67% of their this emissions are coming from this transportation. So they need to prioritize their transportation and shift towards the electric public transport over the private cars, or the electrification by light vehicles by 2050, or giving incentives to uptakes. That is number two. And number three, regarding the finance from the other institutes, that how it should, how the other they can get the funding from the other countries or other organizations. So this is the what we have. They have gross emissions of 18 metric ton of CO2 equivalent. Because of the for LULC and the forestry, they could reduce up to 5.7, but till the net emission is 10.8 metric CO2 equivalent. That is the only the forest sink is they are offsetting till only to the 30% of their gross emission, but the gap is still more actually. It is 10.8 metric ton CO2 equivalents. These are the achievements they have obtained. As I said earlier, that more than 95% of renewable generation they are doing it from renewable and generations. Then they have increased their forestry sink, or you can say forest sink, from 5.7 to 7.8 metric ton CO2 equivalent. And they are still trying to that's global standing. They are committing to 1.5. That is as per the, I think it is related to Kyoto Protocol. I think that is they are trying to maintain. These are the challenges and implementation risks actually. So they want to the stubborn emissions, put the stubborn emissions by in the transport and agriculture emissions, which is keep on rising and not returning even after the pre-pandemic levels. Then second thing is the finance trap, because as fossil fuel use drops, their fuel tax revenue declines. New funding models needed actually. And accordingly, the third one is the policy risk, that is needs rapid EV infrastructure rollout to avoid missing targets in 2030 actually. By 2030, they have put a target actually, that by 2030 they should achieve that 10.8 metric ton CO2. They should bring it down to 9.11 by 2030 actually. So this is the from road ahead for them as planning to execution, from reversing the deforestation to building a green grid. When challenges shift from hard infrastructure to the and financial innovation, that is they have to achieve. So this is the
Okay. Let's listen in from other, because not many people have done this same project. So giving
okay.
feedback right away might not be appropriate. So let's listen in from other, and then automatically we will see that somebody, I believe, might have seen this from different angle. So I'm waiting for that. Okay, Monu, will you be presenting now?